combos. Actually, we will be seeing, I will hold that thought for later, but we will be seeing MNI versus LemonTio. So it is going to be Ike and Wolf, unless for whatever reason they both decide to go with their pockets, but this is going to be a pretty cool set to see. I have had the privilege of commentating MNI for a while. I think this will be my first time commentating LemonTio, though.
LemonTio is very aggressive at times, but also can really show their passive side and lay back and throw out some lasers. But more often than not, you might see some interesting action from both these players.
Yeah, this will be an explosive set for sure. Alrighty, with us getting started, it does look as though MNI is going to be trying to get some of our damage. Both of them at a pretty even percentage, though the Wolf Laser are going to be a pretty big tool for LemonTio. But some of these aerials coming out from MNI, able to get a little bit more damage going for himself. The roll away in order to reestablish spacing is really good, especially as the slower character.
Yeah, spacing is such an important aspect of this set in particular, because you do have the lasers, and there's the side B. Something I didn't mention, actually, comes out so fast, and you can utilize that to recover back on stage or really find an option. But again, tech rolls are also going to be important because of the follow-ups that Wolf has in their back pocket. And right now, MNI has a small lead, trying to find, I like that up B to get back on the stage, back onto the ledge actually, because it can sort of mix up your timing there. But yeah, just really even so far in this early going.
Absolutely, and it does look as though LemonTio is keeping MNI off stage, trying to change his spacing with the lasers, but still able to go back to center stage, and it is LemonTio looking for this yet again, that side B coming out from MNI, and no up smash just yet for LemonTio. But coming right back to the Pokeball, it is going to be the up B, not disrupting anything, and there is LemonTio with the up smash punish for MNI.
It could be nerves in this set, but MNI, I feel like he could have gotten a lot more out of that one. But MNI still very much in this game, very early on, taking the stock and immediately bringing it back to even, and that's exactly what you need in this type of set. And again, staying to that ledge and sort of waiting for their good opportunity. I really liked that from MNI, trying to find when is the best time to make your move.
Absolutely, it really is timing, especially as the slower character. MNI has to make these openings for himself and really just sort of a bait and punish game against LemonTio, especially when he is waiting for the committal options from LemonTio. He needs to make his money where he can. And yet another up B actually going to be taking a fair bit of damage, looking for the down tilt to try to get a combo going, but instead finding himself off stage, charging the side B, and that trade, unfortunately, not going to be going in MNI's favor, as LemonTio is up a stock and has a pretty decent amount of percentage, not enough for MNI to be able to take the stock just yet without a combo string.
Definitely not, and right now, if you're MNI, you just gotta sort of get some percentage back. But Tio is playing aggressive and passive at the same time. As I sort of mentioned, trying to go for it all there. I kind of like that, because again, you really have enough to wow up a stock. And now that aggressiveness is coming out once again. It's just so hard for MNI to get back on to the center of the stage without getting punished. And I feel like LemonTio is recognizing what is going to happen, and the patience as well, almost reading their ledge get up as well. And that unfortunately is an SD in game number 1 going to Tio.
Absolutely. I will have to disagree with you for a little bit there. LemonTio played an extremely aggressive game. He was not playing passive whatsoever, but as the faster player, or as the faster character rather, it was his job to be the more aggressive person, because if you give Ike the time and the space in order to get his moves, in order to get his combo starters, you are absolutely going to find yourself at his mercy. So I think LemonTio played that matchup to a T. Even when he wasn't up close and in MNI's space, he was still using those wolf lasers in order to establish his spacing, and then choosing where to send MNI. Being the slower character, he had really committal options as to where he could go in order to avoid the wolf laser.
So hard to avoid that wolf laser. I totally understand what you're coming from. And just utilizing that laser in a way that's both, I could honestly think it's both at the same time. It's both aggressive and passive depending on the situation. But right now, it's just, even at this point in the early going in this game, just both these players are playing extremely aggressive. And MNI taking the first stock early with a dash attack.
Absolutely. I love the way that he was able to chase LemonTio to the upper platform in order to get that stock. So beautiful stuff from MNI. Hopefully going to be turning the tide for himself in this game number 2. Trying to find the Nair, but going back to the center of the stage, it is going to be Wolf back air to close out that stock. MNI, unfortunately, not able to put a whole lot of damage onto LemonTio, but it does seem that LemonTio is keen to make that up where he can. The fares in consecutive order coming out, but trying to interrupt MNI wherever possible.
And that's the key, making sure you get your advantages wherever it comes from. And this back air from Tio has been such an important factor while taking stocks. Reading where MNI is going to go, throwing out this back air has been key. The up B on stage, taking that second stock, and Tio now has a big lead here in game 2.
Beautiful firewall from LemonTio. You could see that MNI was not expecting it at all. Able to recover, and then the fair coming out, and then to the grab into the dash attack. Now, a pretty decent amount of damage, especially when you are up a stock, the way that LemonTio is. Going to be able to make it back to the center of the stage, but MNI not going to be getting any of his combos anytime soon. He does seem to be not just a disadvantage, but I think he's playing a little bit more scared, and if I were down a stock, I would be scared too. But he is still choosing a whole lot more committal options than what you saw earlier, the way that he is landing, or the utilization of side B in order to go to the center stage instead. He does have LemonTio off stage. The air dodge away from the up B from MNI going to be what saves him, and instead that is going to be MNI taking the stock at 125%. He needs to play a perfect stock in order to take this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be very hard to do that when LemonTio is playing extremely aggressive and not really letting go of the gas whatsoever. Just the pressure from LemonTio at this point in this game, and that will probably do it, that back throw taking it. But something I notice is the jumps that Tio has done has been such an underrated factor of his kit. Jumping and then going for a grab, or jumping and then going away. It's been such an underrated part of his kit.
I would agree with that. I think that it's been really helpful for him, especially as we pointed out, being the character with the faster frame data in a lot of instances. Him being able to establish that spacing means that he's able to give himself more time to get away from MNI, because what's he gonna do? He's not gonna catch him. But able to sort of get himself reestablished and then go for the wolf laser yet again in order to change MNI and force him to approach LemonTio instead, where the ball would be in his court.
Oh, for sure. And going to a smaller stage like Smashville in this game, where it is a must-win for MNI, I like the strategy because you can play on aggressiveness, but LemonTio keeping this game close, but there is the small high blast zones coming into play here, and the stock is gone immediately from Tio.
Beautiful up air from MNI, able to take that stock. You know, the way he was just able to jump and sort of trace LemonTio to take that stock. Beautiful, but unfortunately going to be marred by an unfortunate SD from MNI. I'm being a little redundant here, but coming right back, we do have an up B at the center of the stage, trying to get a little bit more damage, and then the grab into the fair coming out, and instead the jab going to be what saves MNI and lets him go down to this lower platform instead to the rest of the stage. The laser wolf coming out over the up B, the down tilt, then into the fair. Off stage now, it is going to be LemonTio actually finding himself in disadvantage. The dash attack, though, going to alleviate some of that pressure, and then a whole lot of shield pressure coming out from LemonTio.
Yeah, this shield pressure has been an important factor. The up B coming in, 83 now on the board, and realizing he was out of shield, they're going for the charge and gets it to take the second stock. I like that play from MNI, just trying to really predict where Tio is going to go compared to on the stage. And now, MNI has a lead.
Absolutely. MNI going to be trying to make this lead work for him as much as possible upstage in order to recover with the side B. The up air coming out from LemonTio. Not full rage just yet for MNI, but that dash attack going to be sending him off stage yet again. Right back onto the ledge, comes out with an up B in order to try to dissuade LemonTio from approaching, but the F tilt from LemonTio and the up smash, as MNI just thought he got right back to center of the stage. There was the up smash from LemonTio waiting for him. Not a whole lot of extra credit on LemonTio. Unfortunately, MNI is going to have to claw his way through. But speaking of claws, LemonTio able to send MNI off stage and now forcing him to approach.
Yeah, and that's been a key factor of this set. Just waiting for your timing, but here comes the up airs potentially. Here comes more pressure from MNI, utilizing that hit of the giant sword, and that is the game, and MNI on the board.
MNI absolutely going to be sealing out that game in such a clutch factor, you know. I really think that this was the first game where we've seen him take a lead and then hold on to it, you know, throughout the game. So going to be getting a game at exactly the crucial moment, and then you saw the use of the neutral B there as he was able to take that stock from LemonTio and then sending him off stage. Yup, and then going to be taking that stock. So game number 3 going to MNI, looking for a potential reverse 2-0 or reverse 3-0 rather.
It very much could happen with the adaptations MNI has put out, but going back to small battlefield in this particular set is going to be important for Tio to sort of utilize those platforms and those bigger blast zones to, unfortunately, SDing there. Not the type of start you wanted, but based off what we've seen in these last couple of games, I really don't think Tio is out of it whatsoever because of that comeback factor and that aggressiveness from them.
Yeah, it looks as though MNI is going to be trying to deposit this check at the bank. Going to be trying to make up as much damage in the meantime as possible. LemonTio off stage yet again, able to come back with the Nair, and then some of this jabs into the F tilt, air dodging away from the F smash, and then LemonTio finding himself off stage instead. MNI going off with the up B in order to try to dissuade his recovery, but the Wolf Flash aiding LemonTio in getting back safely to the ledge. The Nair from the center of the stage. Now MNI finding himself in disadvantage instead, and a lift up smash gives MNI a chance to punish. No stock just yet, but he is absolutely looking for it. The Wolf Flash straight through, and there is going to be the Wolf back air in order to take that stock.
It is even in terms of stocks once again. Not deterred from that early mistake is Tio, but on their heels now, trying to go for the dash attack, but holding that shield and realizing it was not going to break quite yet. And Tio gets some damage off of it, and even more damage to bring this back a lot closer than it was earlier. But they do, unfortunately, have that high percentage at this point. But the rage will help them into potentially stealing one here.
Absolutely, LemonTio off stage, now giving MNI a chance for an edge guard. Trying to look for something, especially at 138%. LemonTio knows he has to be super careful. A nice little up air string coming out from LemonTio. No F smash just yet. And then the second F smash waiting for that neutral getup from MNI. And that is going to be what takes the stock. MNI at a deficit now.
And that's what I was talking about, stealing your opportunities. And LemonTio took full advantage of that, but we are right back to an even game once again, 27-0. Not too much extra credit on the board, but if you're MNI, your time is now to sort of find your way back into this one with LemonTio taking the lead after that early mistake. Again, mistakes like that you can come back from, and this game is right back to even.
Absolutely. A nice little jab coming out from MNI in order to send LemonTio off stage. The grab into the back throw. Not able to avoid that second Wolf Laser. Recovering with the quick draw. And then into the up throw from LemonTio. Another quick draw to the center of the stage. The back air coming out from MNI as LemonTio forced to recover with the Wolf Flash. Now, back down to the upper platform. It is really going to be who gets the spacing at just about even percentages. They both have the kill potential. The Wolf down smash, not enough to kill just yet. The dash attack, not going to take it either. But at the ledge, and especially at a bit of a deficit, MNI really needs to get something for himself now if he wants to take this game. Off stage, able to come back to the ledge with a little bit of the quick draw. It is going to be finding the nair. LemonTio not able to get the stock, but with MNI off stage, he is just looking for any sort of opportunity. Another up B in order to try to confuse LemonTio's timing. It is going to be another back throw that is going to take the game to LemonTio. So that is 3-1 over MNI.
I think that the jumping from LemonTio and sort of that, oh, I'm on my heels. I was down, but now I can play fully on board aggressive. Really gave Tio the upper hand in this set. Again, early mistake does not matter. They brought it back in such a very fascinating way that it's impressive. It was very impressive, honestly.
It was. Just a quick correction. Both of these players are he, him. But going into, especially this game number 4, MNI seemed to have such an early lead due to the SD, but we saw some really good adaptation from MNI regardless, but game number 4, I think, is really what cemented LemonTio's prowess, especially the way that he was able to really find MNI's weaknesses when he was recovering. That was when he made a lot of his stocks.
Yeah, and I feel like just the way Tio really stayed composed, even like they were sort of upset about it, but then they remained composed and they were able to really bring it back in such a big way, especially in that game 4. Just ended up giving the set, and they were the 3rd seed for a reason. They showed why they're in a great spot and just utilizing, taking advantage of every mistake MNI really threw out there. And just the patience, like dashing back and forth to wait for the ledge getup. That was such an important factor in this set as well.
Yeah, I really like the way that he was able to take one of the stocks. So we saw the back throw, we saw the F smash, and then we saw the bear from the center of the stage. Those were the ways that he was able to make the stocks in game number 4. But that, like, off the shoulders of that, I think we've got a really awesome bracket.